educator could use and take advantage of to enhance their teaching. Today, we will be discuss the other tools and there you go in teaching. Let us first define what is an open-ended tools. Open-ended tools enables the educator to access it freely. These tools are used to build, to create, or combine to make something new out of it. Basically, these tools that are mentioned are the digital tools, software and applications that could be used and accessible to educators and students in which they could create an information that could help them in presenting information to the students.
Hi, good day everyone. I'm Roxanne H. Jawari, BSED Filipino 3B. For this video, I will discuss the different types of open-ended tools in teaching to use in our teaching. So there are 4 different types of open-ended tools. These are first is the word processing document. Second, slide presentation software. Third, electronic reference materials. And fourth is the tablet and cell phones apps. We know some of these categories are familiar to us and we use it especially when we have our activity or schoolworks. So first, let's define it one by one and what are the uses of this in teaching itself. So first is the word processing document. A word processing document is any text-based document that looks the same whether it is viewed on a computer screen or printed out in a hard copy. In other words, word processing document is a software in which we can edit out some text-based document and create a handout or activity worksheets to your students. So what are the word processing document software that are available online and offline in which educator can use? These are first is the Microsoft Word, second is LibreOffice Write, third is WPS Office Free Writer, fourth Focus Writer, and fifth is Free Office Text Maker. Next is the slide presentation software or a presentation program. It's a desktop that allows the users to present information and audience using a sequence of multimedia. So slide presentation software is a series of slides where you can present an information, pictures, or other multimedia materials. Electronic reference materials are various sources that provide background information or quick facts on a given topic. So these are the electronic sources in which teachers could search, especially if they wanted to know a quick facts or information such as encyclopedia, maps, almanac. So it's very handy to the point they don't need to go to library to search information that they want to or that they need. The last one is tablets and cell phones app. Mobile or tablet application can make tasks easier to complete and process more consistent, secure, efficient, effective. So there are numerous educational applications which teachers could use, especially if they lack of time to discuss more about the topic that they discuss. So those are the different types of open-ended tools and their uses in teaching, especially in 21st century. We are integrating technology, which is important that we must know how to use these tools to make it more effective in teaching. So that's the 4 different open-ended tools in teaching when we create IMs using technologies.
Hi everyone, I am Lizelle Concepcion from BSED Filipino 3B. In this video, I'm going to give the example of the software of open-ended tools. So, let's start. First example of the software in open-ended tools is the Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is a widely used commercial word processor designed by Microsoft. Microsoft Word is a component of the Microsoft Office suite of productivity software, but can also be purchased as a stand-alone product. Microsoft Word is often called as simply as Word or MS Word. MS Word has built-in dictionary for spell checking. Misspelled words are marked with a red quickly underlined. MS Word offers text level features such as bold, underline, italic, and strike-through and page-level features such as indentation, paragraphing, and justification. Word is compatible with many other programs, the most common being the other members of the Office suite. The second example of the software of open-ended tools is the Google Prezi, or commonly called as Prezi. It is a web-based tool for creating presentation. It is similar to the Microsoft PowerPoint, but it offers some unique features that make it a good alternative. How does Prezi work? Most type of presentation software use a slide-based approach where you move back and forth between individual slide kind of pages in a book. However, the Prezi uses a canvas-based approach. Instead of using slide, Prezi has one very large canvas that's zooming in and out to view the various of the frame. Lastly is a Forti software. Forti software is a startup global solution provider working primarily in the big data space as well as the digital surveillance industry. They strive hard to provide the best services around the software consulting and development to complement their aspiration of producing the cutting-edge surveillance of the software.
I'm Karim from BSM Filipino 3B. So today I'm going to tackle about the introduction of IMs or instructional materials in teaching. So teacher needs variety of tools in order for teaching and learning process to take place. So IMs helps a lot for a teacher to present her topics in a different kinds of IMs that we can use in teaching and learning. So IMs, it can be any materials that we use in teaching to make our lesson more interesting to our students. So, in the early days, teachers are using traditional IMs, which is the Manila paper, where you can write your concepts. So, to save time writing, at the same procedure, class after class, teachers make of this strategy that they were called visual aids. So, to help students visualize the subject matter. But today, the importance of IMs in teaching learning process can no longer be ignored because they found out that IMs provide concrete basis for easy understanding of scientific terms and concepts. It also makes learning permanent by stimulating an interest of students. So, by giving the necessary basis for understanding, development learning can be achieved. So, the purpose of IMs or instructional materials, also known as educational resources, is to improve students' knowledge, talents, skills, as well as track their information, assimilation, and contribute to their general development or raising. It also simplifies crucial concepts to pick and maintain students' interest and allow students in class to share experience that are necessary for learning. Instructional materials aid teachers to overcome the physical hardship of presenting their lessons.
Good day, everyone. I am Gretchen Palma from BSED Filipino 3B. This video is all about the different types of instructional materials using open-ended tools in teaching language units. First, let's talk and define what instructional materials are. Instructional materials are the content or information conveyed with a course. This includes the lectures, reading, textbooks, multimedia components, and other resources in a course. These materials can be used in both face-to-face and online classrooms. However, some must be modified or redesigned to be effective for the online environment. The best instructional materials are aligned with all other elements in the course, including the learning objectives, assessments, and activities. They are tools used in instructional materials activities, which includes active learning and assessment. The term encompasses all the materials and physical means an instructor might use to implement instruction. So, how would you, as a teacher, implement the instruction
and facilitate student achievement of instruction objectives?
Let's talk about types of instructional materials. We can categorize instructional materials into 5. We have print, audio, visual, audiovisual, and electronic interactive. First, print consists of all written materials including non-print resources which convey planned course information. Under print, we have textbook, pamphlets, handouts, study, guides, and manuals. Second, audio. Audio are devices which are used in classroom to encourage teaching learning process and make it easier and interesting. So, something that you have listened to. So, under audio, we have cassettes, microphone, and podcast. Visual. It is a tools that help to make an issue or lesson clearer or easier to understand and know. And visual, something that you can see or something students can see in. Under visual, we have charts, real objects, photographs, and transparencies. So, even real objects or photographs that uses inside the classroom, it is under visual. Next, audio-visual. Audio-visual are also called instructional materials. Audio literally means hearing and visual means that which is found by seeing. Under audiovisual, we have slides, tapes, films, film strips, television, video, and multimedia. Lastly, electronic interactive. We can make use computers, graphic calculators, and tablets. It is an interactive learning materials resources designed to teach a specific learning outcome. They may comprise of a single or multiple page that can contain any combination of text, image, audio, video, and other interactive activities.
Hi, good day everyone. By the way, I'm Bingsi Dangbi from BSN Filipino 3B. And now, I just want to show you one example of instructional materials. Where did we make it last year in TTL1? All we know that there are different types of instructional materials that we can use in teaching. Most especially when you are assigned to teach in the school of the island and some of the province. So, as a teacher, we need to find another way on how we can teach every learner because these schools has a problem with the advent of internet connection. So now, this is the example of the instructional materials which I make. This kind of instructional materials named pull-up chart, wherein I make this so that the learners or the students will be entertained by what I discuss to them. These instructional materials, there is a process to be followed or step by step on how we can make it so that it will be presentable, and with the help of different kinds of materials that I will use, it's very nice to look or attractive. But always remember, when you are making a different types of instructional materials, your writing must be readable so that the students from the back
can read and see it. Instructional materials that we've used, the pull-up chart. This is very useful in teaching, especially on the non-technology places. As a future teacher, we can use these materials to teach, to get the attention of the students, and this pull-up chart is very organized. It is easy for the learners to understand the topic that the teacher is going to tackle. As a future teacher, it is important to us to be a creative. We need to think what are the things that can help in our teaching profession. And I think this pull-up chart as an instructional materials will help a lot. Not just for the teachers, but also for the students. And that's all. Thank you.